European colonial expansion and mercantilism played interconnected roles in shaping the history of Europe and its overseas territories. Mercantilism, an economic doctrine that emerged in the 16th and 17th centuries, promoted state regulation of economic activity to increase national wealth and power. European powers used colonial expansion as a means to further their mercantilist goals. During the Age of Exploration, European nations sought new trade routes and sources of valuable goods such as gold, spices, and other natural resources. The Portuguese, Spanish, British, French, and Dutch actively engaged in overseas exploration and colonization, establishing colonies in Africa, Asia, and the Americas. Colonial expansion served as a means to control and exploit valuable resources. European powers established colonies to extract resources and established trade networks that favored their own economies. They imposed exclusive trade monopolies, encouraging the colonies to export raw materials back to Europe and import finished goods manufactured in the colonizing country. This arrangement ensured a constant flow of wealth into the European powers and stimulated their economies. Mercantilist policies played a significant role in the extraction of wealth from the colonies. The European powers, through various mechanisms such as tariffs, subsidies, and trade restrictions, aimed to maintain a favorable balance of trade. They sought to export more value than they imported, accumulating precious metals and wealth in the process. These policies also aimed to enrich the mother country's merchants, who held significant influence and power. Colonial expansion provided a platform for implementing these mercantilist policies effectively. European powers established colonies as captive markets for their manufactured goods, effectively creating a one-sided economic relationship that benefited the mother country. The colonies were forced to rely on the colonial rulers for essential goods, limiting their economic independence and development. Furthermore, European powers utilized their military and naval dominance to protect their colonies and enforce these economic policies. Armed forces were deployed to ensure the uninterrupted flow of wealth from the colonies to the European powers. This military presence also served to suppress any resistance or uprisings within the colonies, maintaining European control and dominance. However, the consequences of European colonial expansion and mercantilism were not uniformly positive for all parties involved. Indigenous populations were often subjected to exploitation, forced labor, and cultural assimilation. Local economies and industry were often disrupted or destroyed as the colonizers imposed their own economic systems and structures. Additionally, the wealth accumulated through colonial exploitation often exacerbated social and economic inequalities within Europe. In summary, European colonial expansion and mercantilism were closely intertwined. The desire to expand colonies and extract resources from those colonies aligned with the goals of mercantilism to promote economic growth and power accumulation. The exploitation of colonies and the enforcement of mercantilist policies helped shape the economic and political landscape of both Europe and its overseas territories, leaving a lasting impact that continues to be felt today.